Hello, everyone. My name is Slappy Burger, and welcome back to my journey through Minecraft. I believe this is part 22. If not, then we'll just kind of put the actual part on there on text or something. Um, yeah, welcome back. It's been a little bit since we've played on this, especially because I have been doing a lot of planning. You can probably see just some planning. I built a couple new houses, specifically that one and that one. But I made the castle thing that I'm going to work on a lot bigger. Added some planning stuff, and also I've gone ahead and I've been doing a lot of sand replacement with dirt. I did a lot over there. I did a ton over here. I started kind of converting this hill into dirt. Looks like I missed a spot there. That's okay. And I did a little bit over there as well. Beyond that, it's mostly just been resource gathering and dirt stuff besides the building. A lot of dirt stuff, but I think we're going to work on the village some more. And what we're going to do today is we're going to build our little market stall area here. This is going to be a bank. We're going to work on a bank. It doesn't look very big, but I have plans for some stuff for it. We have our castle, obviously, which I'm going to do today. And then over here, we have our, this is going to be an ore store, or shop, or store, or something. It's going to be like partially indoors, partially outdoors. I don't know. I have some plans for stuff. So I guess we'll just go ahead and start working on it. So the first thing we're going to do is definitely just go ahead and replace all of this cobblestone with stone slabs for our fountain. Nothing too crazy. And then I guess we'll just start with the stalls and stuff. I have a lot of wool in my inventory to make the kind of like the tarp roof thing. I think that's what you would call it, like a tarp. I guess it's going to be more of a cloth roof than anything, but what I'm kind of thinking for them is, once I get these placed, I'll kind of show you. What I'm going to do is we're going to kind of do something like this. So we'll do like some fences, and then we'll do this, and then we'll probably make these go up 2 blocks. And then it's going to be kind of a shallow roof, but then we'll let's do this one, just a normal black and white. We'll start with the white, and we'll just kind of do something like this. And then we'll alternate it just like that. And then we'll just put some more fences in the back, just like this. And that's all it is. That's all the stall is going to be. And maybe we'll put some chests behind them. So it's a really tight squeeze, but you come up, you'd be working here, and then the other person would come up and just kind of, talk with them, do their bartering and whatever, what good you have. And then we're going to need more fences, but I think that's just kind of how the general stall area is going to look. And I don't know if I like it alternating when it looks like this. I'll kind of mess with some of the wool stuff too, but we'll go ahead and start with that. And then we'll start working on the more interesting stuff like the bank, I think is what we'll do next. So I did have a couple of you guys ask about like the move and stuff like that. The move is going very well. I'm basically moved in at this point. There's probably a couple more things that I need to kind of move in. But for the most part, the move is well and good. You may have noticed that my skin is Steve right now. That is because I don't have internet. So, and because I use a third-party launcher for this, I use the Betacraft launcher. It kind of can't connect to the internet, and because of that, has resulted in me losing my skin. But that's okay. Well, it means that I'm working on videos even though I don't have the internet to do so. Like I said, I'm going to be kind of without internet for I'm not sure how long. We're already talking about getting it installed. Apparently, you can very easily install internet now. Like if you, as long as you have the modem, you can just like log in online and then set it up yourself if you have like the correct thing for it. I'm not sure how it works. One of my roommates is going to do it, but yeah, it's going to be a little bit before we're actually able to upload anything. But when we do get it uploaded, it's going to be a grand old time. It's, this should be probably the first thing I upload once I do have Wi-Fi back, I would imagine. But I do have a couple other smaller videos slated up on the side as well, for mostly just like some seed showcase videos. I have another survival island video slated up, ready to go. But yeah, the move is going very swell. I have cats now. They're not really my cats, but it was really funny. Like the first day they were super stressed out, just from, kind of being here, a new area, new environment for the first time. But they are very quickly coming around. It's technically my second day in here, and already 2 of the cats have just been like following me around the house and stuff, even though my other roommates are like in here, and the 2 roommates that have the cats are like, they have their, they've lived with those cats for years, but they still don't really follow them around. They're just like following me and the other roommate that didn't bring any pets along around. I'm not sure if that's because they're curious or because they just love us, but one of them, our cat Nyx, has just been like following me around. Or not Nyx, Faye Luna. It looks similar, but Faye Luna has just been like following me around like crazy. Just all up in my room, all over the place, sniffing everything, following me around, rolling over whenever I'm around. That cat loves me. Cat loves me. We have 4 cats, Ollie, Percy, Faye Luna, and Nyx. Nyx and Faye Luna have been the most kind of out there. Ollie has been around, and then Percy, I don't even know where Percy is. Percy has just been hiding, nowhere to be seen. So, but yeah, I'm loving the cats. We have a lot of plans for the place. I've already basically decorated my room. I don't have a bed right now. We're struggling in that regard. We don't have a bed, but it's really nice. I'm using an air mattress right now. My first night here, I forgot to ask for a blanket from any of my roommates, and they had already all gone to sleep, and I forgot to bring one, because I'm still bringing some stuff over from my original place to here, and because I forgot it, I literally just used like some towels to sleep under, like bath towels. It was very cold. The AC really works in this place. It could be because we have it lower, maybe, but it is like it is middle of summer, and I'm wearing like sweatpants and a sweatshirt right now because it is just very, very cold in this house. But I don't know. I'm very excited to move out. It's going to be a really fun, going to be a fun time here. And I think this last one, we're just going to put some wool up here, and then we'll put the blue wool in the middle, and then just finish it off with that. And then we have our crafting table. We'll put some chests down behind them just to kind of complete it. And then we'll start working on probably the bank. I think the bank is what we'll work on next. But I don't know. Let me get these chests installed, and then I'll kind of look at them both, and then I'll see which one I want to do first. kind of annoying that the chests like to face weird directions. I'm sure that that will change eventually, but it's kind of annoying that they do that. But it's just one of those beta quirks that just happens in the game. I mean, these ones over here will face the right direction, so that's good. And then this one, I actually don't know where it'll face. Yeah, it looks like it faced the other way too. That's annoying, but that's okay. Then I guess for these ones that have the extra space, we'll just put like a crafting table in each of those. Maybe we'll put a furnace in some of them. I think we'll put a furnace in the one that's like gray and black. And then, so we have our crafting table here. We have our crafting table here. And then we'll put our furnace down in this one. Just like that. Beautiful. And that is basically the market area done. Obviously, we got to put our water in the fountain, and we'll probably do the decorating, like the more fine details about the village. I want to get everything kind of laid out before I do it. I think I've probably have said that before. I'm really good at repeating myself like all the time, but let's get started on the bank. I think that's what we'll do first. So the bank, I had an idea where we would put like a tiled kind of checkered floor in the front. I don't know, the bank I go to doesn't have this, but I feel like doing something like this might be pretty cool, just with the slabs and black wool. And then the actual structure is not probably, it is going to be made of normal stone bricks. So let's see, where does the door gonna go? The door is gonna be these two right here. So we'll put these like this, something just kind of going over. And then I think in the corners, we'll do these. Just to give it a little bit more texture. And then I'm going to sleep so I don't get... Well, actually, I'm in peaceful. But just so everyone can see, we'll go ahead and sleep. Now, I'm not sure how tall this thing is going to be. But what I kind of want to do is... put some decent sized windows right here. Just a classic kind of, just a classic kind of this going on in the corners. And then what if instead of normal stone here, we did another set of these slabs. Just like this. Guess I need to be able to get up there, huh? Okay, just like that. And basically, the front of the bank is done. Now, for this part, we're going to do all slabs right here. Then right there, we'll have a door. Let's go ahead and just finish the general wall here. And then back here, it's going to use a lot of slabs, but we'll just do a slab floor back here. Plenty of slabs, so that's good. I don't know if I want that. Instead, we'll put the block like that, and then we'll have some glass going over right here. And then obviously, this is going to be like the lobby area, and then we have the bank tellers that will be operating back here. Then, you know, what we could do, I don't have the fences for it, but we could set up like lines. You know how there's always like, almost like, there's like queue lines, I think is what you would call them, like waiting queues. That kind of like divide everything. So we could probably put some fences down and kind of create like little stalls or something, some sort of word like that for the people to go up to. You know, I think I want this to be 1 block taller all the way around. Let's go ahead and get that in. And then already this is shaping up pretty well. I do have an idea for a vault underneath. I'm not sure how intricate it will be. Like, it's not going to have like a code lock or anything, but I kind of have, I want to build like a vault underneath the bank, because every bank needs a vault. Let's be honest. Every bank, ugh, I'm stumbling over my words, has a vault. And I think we'll just put some gold blocks down in there. I think that's going to be our currency, is just gold bars, because that's such an easy equivalent in Minecraft. Yeah, the roof is going to be this tall. It's going to be 5 blocks tall. Then we can go ahead and get the roof installed. Oops. I'm misplacing every block right now. I'm a little tired if you can't tell. Kind of not used to sleeping on an air mattress. I definitely miss my normal mattress. What if we did taller windows here? Just like this. So it's a little more symmetrical. I think I like that better. And then in here, same idea, just the same roof up here. And obviously you don't want like there to be any windows back here, because then you can easily get into the teller area. I need more torches too, but we'll start with putting just a torch right there, I guess. And then let me get more torches, and then we'll figure out where we want the vault to go and how we want it to be. Okay, hopefully mobs won't be able to spawn in here. I don't think they will. But for the vault, I'm thinking we'll have just a staircase kind of going down here. Then this is all sand, so that actually kind of makes clearing it out a little bit easier. And I guess I probably need to break that too, so I don't hit my head on the stairs. Do we actually want it to be... Actually, I think what we'll do is we'll put... I think we'll do... No, not a slab staircase. It's not going to work. But we'll do something like this. And then I'll have to clear this area out a bit. So I'll come back once the area is cleared out. And then we'll build the vault. All right, so I've gotten this area dug out. Now, for this vault room, what I was thinking was iron. Just straight iron blocks, okay? And obviously, we'll put the gold in there. Right here is going to be our door. And then we're just going to place a ton of iron blocks completely surrounding this whole vault. Going to be very expensive, but I think we have enough blocks to completely surround this with iron. And if we don't, then it probably won't take us very long to get more, because iron is very abundant. So just knock all these walls out, get our iron installed. Sand's going to make it a little annoying, but just so we don't have dark areas, I'm just going to put torches up there. And yeah, this is going to be just a big iron vault with a whole bunch of gold in it. But yeah, we got plenty of iron to live on after this. Is this a waste of iron? Maybe, but we can now put our gold in, and I think we'll just do some big kind of gold piles like that. And then we'll do another kind of smaller one like that. And yeah, that's our vault. And then what we can do is we can, well, for one, we'll put some torches up in here just so it's not as dark. And that should be good for that. And then we'll put, I don't have the stone on me, actually. Tragic. But we need to build 2 iron doors just for this. You know what? Just for... nah. We're not putting any gold up there yet. All the gold will stay down there. Obviously, most banks usually don't just like have like gold and stuff inside of them. And if they are moving gold, it is like the most like high security thing to ever happen. Like no one's getting in or out, bank shut down. Maybe the whole block is shut down, honestly, with how much security is needed for like for moving gold. And even when they move money, you know, there's just a ton of security for it. But we're almost done with the bank with this stuff. We don't have wood either, might as well grab that. And then after the bank, after we get these doors and such installed, I think we'll move on to working on the ore house, and the last thing we do will be the castle. Okay, that's weird. The door wants to like default to being open when I press the button. What? Okay, I guess we'll kind of move the door around a bit to avoid that. I kind of forgot that was a thing. Like if you put 2 pressure plates in front of a double door, it just like does not work. So I think what we'll do is we'll fill this up with iron blocks here, and then we'll just build like a door right here that goes into the vault instead. Just like that. Now we have our gold all in here in the vault. Maybe kind of do that. I don't know if I like that as much. I think I like it more like that. Yeah. We have our gold piles in here. All the town's riches in the vault. And then we also need some cobblestone stairs. We need just 4 of them? I think we might need just 4. Oh no, we need 5. Wow. Can't believe that. I think the last thing we'll do for this, we're going to come up here and we're kind of going to do just a slab trim all the way around. Just to give it a little bit more, I guess like, I don't want to say texture, but that's pretty much what it is. Just slightly more texture. All right, that's the bank done. It's not a super, like in-depth build for sure. It's probably going to be the least creatively intensive one today. Although I'm not entirely sure how I want to do the ore shop quite yet. But I think that's what I want to work on next. So what I kind of have, my idea for this is basically there's going to be this little area right here, which is where you're going to come up and there's going to be like a booth kind of thing right here. And then there's going to be a door here. And then in here is just going to be like golden iron ore and then like some furnaces and stuff. And then maybe a couple chests back here. And then just a, you know, this guy can come up and sell ores and such. So I think, let me think about this for a second and then we'll come back to it. So I'm thinking for the storehouse, or is that what we want to call this? The ore shop, not the storehouse. Is we're just going to do a pretty basic, like setup that we do for our normal thing. I guess I'll push this out 1 more block each direction, just so it, of course. Push it out 1 block each direction so that the logs are all symmetrical with each other. And then we'll start working on it. So I'm thinking probably, I'm not sure. I think we'll kind of see how this looks before we kind of get this together. Let's see. So we'll start with the classic 4-block tall pillars. And then once we get those in, I think we'll go with sandstone for the trim on this one as opposed to wool. So I think, yeah, sandstone, put a door here, and then we'll just do sandstone all the way around, just like this. I think we'll also do a, I kind of have to see how the, like this area is going to look, because I want this to be outside. But I think, for the most part, what we're going to do is just a pretty general, the same layout that we've kind of been doing. We'll put wood here. We're not going to put wood here because that's going to be the market area, obviously, where people can pick up and or drop off ore. They're dropping off ore to be refined, or if they're, you know, coming to pick up smelted metals, whatever. Whatever they would be doing in our ore shop, we can, all the transactions will be done right here. And I think we'll actually leave, yeah, we'll do it with the cobblestone over it like this. So we'll have the cobblestone going all the way around too. And then from there, it should be just a relatively normal build. I think just putting in some logs on each of these parts. Like this. Then, because it is an L shape, I think we'll put the other one here. And then we'll put the other log trim right here. So we'll kind of follow the same pattern as the other L-shaped house over there. And again, I think the floor, yeah, just the normal cobblestone floor for this place. I mean, obviously, since it's an ore shop, it's not going to be super fancy in here. It's going to be a lot of stones and stuff, so just put this in. And no windows in here either. We don't really need windows in a store that's going to be loaded up with stuff. Just kind of all over the place. And yeah, that looks pretty good. We can put just normal planks there in these open parts. And then we'll work on the roof. Actually, before we work on the roof, I think out here, I want this to all be just like wood. So we'll go ahead and break all of this and replace it with wood. And let's see. We have enough wood? I mean, we have plenty of logs in our inventory too if we don't, so yeah, we'll have enough. Perfect. And I think I'll have to see how the roof looks before I put in the roof on this one, because I was thinking maybe just having like a low roof, but we might be able to just extend the overhang part of the roof here out over it and then have a support going up here, which I think is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go, actually, I might not have to go get any more wood. Let's see if we might have enough wood just to do this with just the wood we have. Let's see here. So obviously we need to start by doing this. And yeah, we'll start by making our roof, which is going to look like this. Is it going to look like that? It's going to look like that. Go all the way down. That's even with this, yes. And then we do the same thing here. Make a ton of wooden planks. Just a whole lot of them. I would, you know, normally I would make these out of like slabs, but because of how the slabs behave in this version, kind of hard to do that. And I think this is not supposed to be here. This is supposed to go here. Man, that is one thing I will always mess up is the roof. Like somehow, some way, I will always manage to mess up the roof. But actually, I don't think I'm messing it up at all right now. This is exactly how it's supposed to look. It's going to look a little weird without the overhang things going on here. So let's go ahead and get those put in. Let's see. How did I do this for the other house? Was it like this? No, this should go down one more block. That. Yeah. Yeah. Just like that. Always got to put our torches directly on the logs of the the structure. What we always do. And oh wait, I have coal in my inventory. That's good. Give me, yeah, we'll make 32 of them. It's more than fine. And then the torches in here, we'll just put them on the pillars. Just like this. And then we're probably going to have to put some right here as well. Maybe like that. It's a little asymmetrical, but it's all right. It'll be okay in there. And then what I was thinking for this part, and we probably want to actually make this, what are they called? The fences for it first. We're going to need 3 of them, so we need just 1 more, it looks like. I'm gonna do that, and then I want to see how it looks if I just take the roof and just kind of extend it out like this. And sorry if you hear kind of noises in the background. Gosh, these fences. Sorry if you hear noises in the background and stuff. Like I said, I do have roommates now, so there will be maybe some background noises here and there. Also with the cats running around. They shouldn't ever be in the room while I'm making videos, but I have like a ledge around my room. They've already been like jumping on it and almost knocking stuff off that I have on it, and been kind of annoying, but I do love those cats. Those cats are really cool. I think that looks okay, I guess. Let me get my vantage point. I mean, no one's really going to be looking at it from the roof, from up here, but I mean, I don't even think any of the houses have line of sight to this part, so I mean, from down in there, it looks fine for sure. Yeah, I think that looks good, actually. So you have your little shopping area, and then we can go ahead and start putting stuff in here to sell. And actually, let's just go ahead and put the roof proper. Well, I guess not the roof, but the roofing, or so, I don't know architecture words. This part of the roof right here, that is inside of the house, that makes it not look as stupid with the roof up on top of it. So perfect. And then I should, yeah, I was just about to get to that cave noise. Just about to light that up. We might actually be able to fit in here. Yep, perfect. And then we'll just put some torches all throughout in here, just so they don't, for 1, so mobs don't spawn, and 2, so every time I'm over here, I don't have to listen to that cave noise. All right, so how do we want this to be set up? So, I think we'll just put a double chest right here in the back. You know what? We'll make 2 double chests worth of chests here. We'll put 1 here for sure, and then maybe 1 here, like that, and then the crafting table's there. And then we'll make a whole bunch of furnaces. Do we want a whole? Let's make a whole 8 of them. And I think the whole 8 will be more than enough to deal with any of their smelting needs that they would come across inside of this place. Do we want them here, though? I think, actually, I want them somewhere else. Well, if you're dropping off ores, I'm not sure. But I do need the ores to actually put in this place. So let's go grab some of those. I slept real quick, but I really like the central kind of marketplace area. It's really annoying the chests are flipped a different way, but the wool, like just the colors from the wool, really adds to the sort of vibe going on in here. Yeah, I like it a lot, especially these ones with like the white wool on the outside and the one stripes in the middle. And the solid ones are cool too. But I really like that one and this one. Just how they like the alternating patterns. I don't know. They look kind of crap, but I really like them. They add a lot of color in here. Wool is like where most of the color comes from in the early versions, so it's really nice to have it. And then I don't believe I have any ores in here. Nope. Looks like we're gonna have to go grab some. You have 14 iron ore or gold ore and 33 iron ore. That's more than enough for what we're doing. And since that's, I mean, I guess I could go over to the chests on the spawn island thing and then grab like lapis ore and stuff, but I'm trying to avoid touching everything in those chests, at least for now. Although, nah, our next update we can deal with that. I'm gonna leave that as a cliffhanger. There's one thing in there that we could use, but there's another way to obtain it, even though you're not supposed to be able to. And I think I'm just gonna save it for when we can actually obtain it to use the item I'm talking about. Also, right over here, I made a, I tried to make one of those things where like you put you put bone meal on it and then you can just press a button and then it'll like shift it. But it doesn't work, and I'll kind of demonstrate it after I get this ore put in here. But it's really annoying that it doesn't work. Because I was trying to use it to harvest flowers really fast instead of like bone mealing them and planting them and then breaking everything, but I ended up having to do that anyway because the thing didn't work, so... But I'll kind of show you what it does, because it did not work the way I was expecting. Let's see, I think we'll kind of put a bigger pile of iron like that, and then maybe just some gold, just like this. A small corner like that. So it's not as much gold, there's a lot more iron than gold for sure, but we also have our gold ore there. And then this is where they smelt it, and then, of course, they throw it out at you after you get your ore smelted. And then, if you're really awesome, you take your imagine this is smelted, right? You take your now smelted ore over to the blacksmith over here. You got to walk a long ways. They did not plan this town. I may have built the town, but I'm just following the guy that the king gives me. So, yeah. But then you come over here and you're like, yo, I need a sword right now. Here's your ore. Here's your ingots. And he's gonna be like, oh yes, sir. I got you right now. I'll make that sword. And then he throws the sword back at you. And then he's like, all right, here you go. Now go die to 37 skeletons like you did on Survival Island, because one spawned behind your back and shot you down into the pit. All right. So to kind of demonstrate this real quick, basically, so you plant your thing here, and then like what? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's just really annoying. It's like literally, it's the flower isn't moving, but the blocks under it are. So I don't know. Like that's not supposed to happen. Do it again. What? Like, it's evil. It just... not how it's supposed to work. Not at all. But we have this now, and I'm probably going to break it after this episode. I wrap it up because it shouldn't be there. It's ugly. I thought I was going to make a bunch of wool with it and like dyes, and then I just ended up using bone meal to collect it and punching it anyway. Look at that. Animals are actually in the thing that I was going to put animals in once we're able to breed them. Yeah. I'm going to treat you just like how the American meat industry treats their animals too. Yeah, look at that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's how we do things around here. We punch our animals before we serve them. Yeah. This is pretty quaint. This is a little weird. Maybe we should have pushed it back a little bit, but I kind of like it. I mean, it's a little tight, but again, this is like, it's the ore shop. You come in here with your ores, this guy processes it, and then he gives it back to you for whatever. He has to give you give him gold ore, and you buy it back with the gold bars to process it. It's incredible. It's an incredibly lucrative system if you really think about it. All right, so I guess now we're going to work on this castle thing here. So I'm not really sure how well, actually, I mean, I have it planned out. The outer walls, we're going to have, you know, like obviously we're going to have these outer walls here around the castle. And then we're going to have this structure inside. Now, I'm somewhat basing this off of the castle. I don't know if it's actually called the Blarney. Is it called the Blarney Castle? I don't know. It's the castle with the Blarney Stone. Which if you've ever been to it, it's literally like fantasy castles are not this kind of castle. Like it's literally just like a rectangle of like stone and mortar like sticking out of the ground. I don't even remember if it had a wall around it. It's been a long time. I have kissed the Blarney Stone. It's been a long time though. But basically what I'm thinking is the interior here, you're going to have like a little hall up to probably some sort of throne like right here. And then probably like some stairs that go up, and then there's going to be various like bedrooms and stuff up there. And then obviously each of these four corners here are going to be like watchtowers or of some sort. And then we're going to have a wall that's probably going to be as tall as this arch here. And then I want this tower in the middle to be taller than the walls on the outside, because usually that's kind of how, like, I don't want to say that's usually how castles are, but with the castle in like Blarney and all that, or I should say Cork, the Cork Blarney Stone Castle thing, that one is just like a rectangle out of the ground. There's also like a solid 75% chance that I'm just completely misremembering that castle, and there's actually a lot more going on and I'm just stupid, but I'm fairly certain that it was pretty much just a rectangle. Now I'm going to fact check myself right now before I get back and start on that. So first of all, I have another chest full of a whole bunch of stuff. We're definitely going to need more cobblestone, for sure. But we're going to start working on this. For one, because I did go and fact check myself, it is called the Blarney Castle. It's the exact name of it is Blarney Castle and Gardens. And there's actually a lot more going on than it just being a rectangle standing up on like a hill. There's actually like, you know, spires coming off of it. Not like the building itself, but like it's connected to like spires and walls and all sorts of stuff. So it's not going to be a 100% faithful rendition of the actual Blarney Castle, but that is okay. So we're going to start by replacing these with slabs, because I think that would look better. And let's see. So we want this to be here. This. And this one, this build is definitely going to be where much more of the editing is going to come in, because this is going to be much more monotonous. And also, I'm probably maybe kind of slightly running out of things to talk about. So you know, we'll just kind of go from here, I guess. I think each of the four corners of the towers, I also want to have, um, like these slabs. So I'm not sure how tall we want to go for this. Let's see roughly the height, because obviously I want the towers to be taller than the wall, but then I don't know. I don't know. Let's just build up. Let's build the like first outer wall first, and then we'll see kind of how tall we want it from there. Yeah, I think I want it one block taller, like the main wall section, one block taller than the entrance into the castle. So this will be the floor here, and then we'll have a cobblestone, like, I guess, like barricade, rail, whatever you want to call it, thing going on here. I probably want the tower to be maybe 3 blocks taller than the wall. So that's the same height there. So 1, 2, 3. So that's how tall we want it, is just like that. That's how tall the towers are going to be each. I didn't actually count how tall these were. So let's see if I just... So this is 10 blocks tall. Each one of these towers is going to be 10 blocks tall, but that's going to be probably not... that's probably going to be the floor, is going to be the 10 block tall part. So yeah, it's going to be, I guess the floor is going to be 10 blocks tall. I'm not going to lie, I was kind of just like falling from these tall places at this point just so I could break the little bit of armor I had left. But usually when I'm building these things, I'm always playing in peaceful just because I don't like to be bullied by mobs. I guess it doesn't really change much because I'm going to be sleeping anyway. So I don't know. I guess I don't really need peaceful turned on if I'm just going to be sleeping the whole time. Although it does make it nice because if any creepers spawn, then I don't have to worry about them. But at the same time, it's not like a big concern. So, and then I guess, how tall do we want these to be? Like the walkways. I guess as tall as the roof, right? Then maybe we could have a little landing area, like, so we could have the main, like, ground level down here, and then we'll have the, like, the wood kind of follow down into here. Let's do that. So, I don't know if I don't have much more wood in my inventory. I guess I have to get more of that now. Great. Okay, so this is basically what I was kind of thinking for the towers here. Step outside for a second. It's not 100% done, but basically we have our tower completely surrounded, completely filled in with the cobblestone. And then we'll come up in here, and there's just going to be ladders for the tower. So we have our first landing here, which will obviously allow them to kind of walk around the outer walls. And then we also have the tower itself, like the, I guess, the floor of the actual top of the tower, where they can do whatever looking out is needed to be done. And I was kind of thinking maybe like extending this part out 1 block, kind of like this. And then each of the corners will also be this smooth slab kind of look to them in the corners. But we'll do that all the way around. And then I think what we'll fill in... Oops, not supposed to go there. We'll kind of fill in these extra sections with just normal cobblestone. So yeah, kind of something like this. How does this look from below though? Let's see how that looks. Um, doesn't look too bad. But that was weird. What? How was it like? Weird. Okay. I don't know if anyone else saw that, but it was like my camera was like doing that for a second. Like it was like kind of like stuttering a little bit. Weird. But I think I'm going to go ahead and just kind of knock out these outer walls. And then I'll come back with you guys once this is... let's see if we can't make this look a little bit more, I guess, complete. So maybe what we can do is like kind of add... actually, that's not going to work, is it? Because it's... Maybe just on the corners here, we'll add like these little extra pieces for some extra texturing, maybe. This might be one of those things where I kind of have to experiment with it to see how it'll look, but I kind of like that. Gives it a much more full look with those little like whatever you would call those coming off the top there. So let's just sleep, and then I'm gonna knock out the rest of the wall, and then we'll come back once that is done. Okay, so I have the I guess the outer walls and the walkways kind of set up here. We still need to do the rest of the towers, but already it's sort of shaping up. So I got a lot more stone to kind of make these pillars and stuff that we'll be working on here. But for the most part, I think this looks pretty good so far. We just got to get the towers installed, and then we'll figure out what's going on with the actual castle, I guess, structure inside. I just realized as I'm building these, definitely gonna have to put some torches up in here. Actually, we could do glowstone. Probably gonna have to go back to my favorite place ever and get more, but yeah, it's definitely very dark in here, and mobs will definitely spawn in here, so we got to figure that out at some point. Probably sooner rather than later, for sure. But I have the general structures of each of these guys set up, so castle is definitely starting to come along now. Once we get these towers finished up, like I said, we'll go ahead and start working on this main structure. And I think I have maybe something of a general idea for it, but I'm still kind of doing it on the fly because usually all of my plans kind of just end up going south one way or another. So we'll kind of see. And now we have all of the towers done. So, I'm kind of thinking too, I had some moss stone over there. Once I get this actual thing built, I'm going to kind of throw in some mossy cobblestone, kind of just here and there around the wall, both on the outside and the kind of interior courtyard area here. Just to give it a little bit more texture. But I want to, like I said, I want to finish the main structure kind of first. This took a lot of cobblestone. I might actually have to go get more, believe it or not. But I mean, honestly, that's okay because then I can just like mine for diamonds and stuff in the process. But let's see if we don't have any glowstone so that we can kind of fill some of this stuff up. Although, I guess first we need to know how long these tunnels are just to see if we can make it symmetrical. So these tunnels are 19 blocks long each. So I don't really know. 19 isn't divisible by like anything either. So I don't actually know if there is a way to make it completely symmetrical. That is unfortunate, but I'm sure I could figure something out. I might do it with torches first just to see if we can't Because I don't want to place all that glowstone down and then realize that it looks terrible and then have to break it all. So let's start by kind of placing torches in places and seeing what looks good. Okay, I think I actually just figured it out like on my first attempt. So each one of these has, what is this, like 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, each one of these has 5 spaces in between them. We could just put the glowstone like up here above the torches. So then we have that side figured out. So what would we do here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then maybe just something like that. I think that would probably be best, just putting the glowstone on these sides for the for this like entrance area here. And then for this one, we'll just kind of keep the rest of the walls. We'll just do the 5 blocks in between them. The good news is we have like a lot of glowstone, and already. Oh, well, that's convenient. But yeah, we have a lot of glowstone, so this shouldn't be. We should have more than enough here to kind of get this lit up nice and good to keep all the baddies out of here. Although I say that we want the right kind of baddies. We don't want evil mobs, but we do want baddies in here. So yeah. We're talking about evil baddies, not the baddies we all want, okay? Just go ahead and get that processed in your brain. Now we can work on this part. Before I even do anything, I want to see, can I make it so that each of these have a block on them? Oh my goodness, I can. Ooh, that's important. Why is that important? Because that's what we're going to decorate the top with. How tall do we want this? Don't know. We're just going to do some loops around for now, and then we'll kind of worry about the height once we have, I guess, something of the tiny, tiny throne room established. Since this is going to be a throne room, obviously we need to put like a really awesome red wool thing up to the throne. I mean, if we need more or remove some of that wool, that's fine. But the throne, it's, you know, you walk in, it's just going to be right here. And then this room is really tiny, but again, I think that's probably okay. I think from here we'll worry about just how tall it is and then how we can fill in that space. So let's see, how tall do we want this to be? So I don't actually know how tall that part is, but I didn't actually count this. It's pretty unfortunate, but maybe we'll make it this tall. So the interior, maybe just slightly taller than the tower. So maybe something like that. How tall? I guess how tall is that actually? So we have so we're 4 blocks tall here. And this is going to go up to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Is that how tall this is? Yeah, I think this is, so it's 14 blocks tall is this part right here. So we go up 10 blocks on each of these. I don't know, is that like too tall? It almost might be too tall. Maybe if we made it level with the towers. How tall are the towers? 1, 2, 3, 4. These are 12 blocks tall. I think, yeah, I think we'll drop that down to 12 blocks tall, just like the little, this part of the tower. And then that'll make it at least look a little bit better, I think. Although I'm still not entirely sure. Like I said, I'm kind of doing, I always do a lot of these builds just kind of on the fly. So there's a good chance that a lot of these are going to kind of just suck because, or not really suck, but not look as good as I pictured just because of the way I do them on the fly. Before we do any more actual construction on this, I think I want the roof, this first level, to kind of just go right here. And then we'll have a staircase, like a spiral staircase thing, that'll probably go up right here. So that's where we'll have our spiral staircase go up into the different levels. And I think we're just going to do one level up, like, for the throne room, and then another, probably just a couple smaller rooms for, like, the bedroom and stuff. And now it's super dark. We have torches. Okay, cool. Just throw these all over the place, just so I can see. Okay. Now I need to make stairs. I'm going to sleep, make stairs, and then figure out the layout for, I guess, the rooms and stuff. I think to start, I actually want the flooring, besides the wool, to be just wood. I think that would look maybe a little bit better. And then we can worry about the stairs. And I'm thinking the stairs are going to go right there. We're going to put kind of like a pillar here. And that's the center block. And then we'll have the staircase itself actually going up like this. And I'll kind of build it here in a second once I get this floor installed. And then we'll see my kind of idea for how the staircase will look. So what I'm kind of thinking is we put a staircase, put a block, then we put a staircase, then we put a block, and then we just kind of keep going up all the way, just sort of like this. And I think this shouldn't actually cause any, there shouldn't be any major issues. That. Maybe, what if we raise the floor one more block up so it matches here? And then we shouldn't hit our heads on any of this. That block actually needs to go there. That block needs to go there. This one needs to go there. And then we'll just have a, not a torch, we'll have just a cobblestone pillar kind of going up through it like this. I'm not sure if that looks the greatest, but it at least is semi-connected to thing. And then the floor will start here. Well, no, because then... Okay, how do we want this? Let me build the staircase all the way up, and then we'll see where the floor will go. For the uppermost floor, this is okay, because I'm thinking that this will be kind of like the lookout area, you know? That's like on top of the castle. It's still taller than the watchtowers, but thinking we'll put it like this, and then that still means, where do we want this floor to be? What if we just raised it by one block and put it here instead? I think that'll work out. Yeah, we'll just break this all out, and then we'll move it up one block. So let's mark that like that, and then that'll be where they come out into this hall, I guess some sort of hallway area. We'll figure it out. Let's break all this, and then get it installed. Since we're already up here, we'll just go ahead and do this part of the castle as well. And then we can kind of look at it from the outside to see how it looks. But I think it'll look fine. Perfect, all the way around. And we have our very dark area where something will go up here. I'd like to see if I can't make it like 2 different rooms at least. But we'll kind of see. And then, of course, we have what will be the throne room. And with that texturing, that should look quite a bit better. Coming out of it, yes. Texturing looks a lot better. And honestly, it doesn't even look that bad. Even with it just being like a cobblestone cube in the middle. Try to look at it from a taller angle. Yeah. Yeah. That doesn't look bad at all. So we're going to stick with that. I think that looks good. I mean, I was probably going to stick with it whether I liked it or not, because I wasn't going to tear down this entire wall and then rebuild it, but I think it looks pretty good. So let's see if we can't figure out what goes in this rather dark area. Build something of a small room here that has, something in it. Not sure what, but it'll have something. And then I think we'll continue down like a little 2-block hallway here. And then we'll make this be like some sort of big bedroom. Just realized the king's honestly going to have like less living space than the common folk, but you know what? That's okay. That just means that king is humble. Okay? He's a very humble king. He lives in defense of his castle, but he lives with less space than the average man. Put those like that. Put this here and one there. It's good for the torches. For here, we'll put something like this. And that'll be equal there. And then in here, what do we want to put in here? I like the torch patterns we have. Not sure what we want to put in here. Actually, I think I know exactly what we want to put in here. We're going to put a crafting table. We're going to put a furnace down. We're going to put multiple furnaces down, actually. This will be like a bit of a general stuff area. And then behind us, we'll put 2 double chests down. And I guess that's going to interfere with the torches. What if instead we just did it like that? Honestly, that's probably enough light in here. We don't need them to mirror. Then he has the king's lovely storage area. And for the bedroom, how do we want this to be? Well, first I need wool so I can make the beds. So to start with this room, I think we're just going to do just like 3 beds here. Pretty simple. And then we're just going to put a chest. It's going to be a little off center, but I think that's mostly okay if it's a little off center like that. We can't fit 2 in here, unfortunately. And then the last thing we're going to do is, if I could click things properly, is we're going to add a bit of a flower bed here with some trap doors, put them like that. And then we have our flowers just like that. And that's going to be the king's room. Pretty simple. And then of course we can come up here and we have another kind of lookout area up here. A little obscured with the extra blocks on it, but I mean, it's supposed to simulate a castle, not be a castle. But well, I guess, I don't know, I guess it technically is still a castle. Either way, whatever. Now, lastly, we need to figure out this throne. I think I have a general idea for it. But actually, we'll keep the wool here for now. Let me go get some gold. Yep, a gold throne is necessary for the king. So I think I have something of a general idea for it. We're just going to do something like this. Have the arms come out. The nice golden backrest, just like this. And then to make it look intimidating, we'll put some torches up there. Then we'll figure out, how do we want the torches down here to go? I think I like this a little bit. Ooh, I think I like this a little bit more. Extra, it looks better without it. Come up here and just sit. Can't actually view myself from the front until the next version, unfortunately. But where do we want these torches? I think we'll put one in the corners here. Yeah, just like that. Easy enough. And then we'll also put a torch here because I kind of have torches on each of the blocks all the way up here. Then, of course, we have up here in the castle where we can look out. We already checked this area out. And then we have a little sort of storage, something crafting area station here, kitchen thing. And then, of course, we have the king's bedroom, which is super, super simple. Do we want to... I don't know if we want a window. I don't think we want a window. I know a lot of castles have windows, but we're not going to put a window in this one. I think the last thing we're going to do is we're going to throw in some mossy stone here and there throughout the walls of the castle, just to give it a little bit extra kind of color here and there. And then I think we can wrap up this video. All right, guys. So I wrapped up the kind of the mossy stone stuff going on in the castle here. I had it wrapping all the way around. So both on the inside and these exterior walls. The actual main, like, I guess, king living area, I decided not to put mossy stone on. I kind of thought that maybe like the outer walls would have less of a upkept look to them, whereas the actual like interior castle would have a much more pristine look with the cobblestone. Like there's no moss growing on it or anything. But yeah, you can see I kind of put it around on the interior of this wall too. I also did a little bit of adjustments here. I added these flowers. I added a little cobblestone path into the throne room here. Nothing too crazy with the flowers. But I'm going to wrap up this video here. Let's kind of recap what we did. So starting out, we made this little shopping kind of tent area here. Adds a lot of color to the village for sure. Just having this wool here in the center just adds a lot of color because everything's kind of made out of wood and cobblestone. And just having these very vibrant wools here really adds to the color of the village. We also have our bank. It's nothing too crazy. It's probably the least detailed build that's going to be in this place, but we have our rather dark bank. We have our lobby area, the teller area, and of course this big old vault just loaded up with gold blocks and completely made out of iron blocks because I enjoy conspicuous consumption in Minecraft. If we make our way over this way, kind of behind everything else over here, we have our ore store. It's kind of more of like a place where they actually refine the ores. But this is where ores are smelted and returned to you as blocks. We have our ore blocks put in here and our furnaces for smelting and then chests for whatever they need. And of course, the place where you actually throw your ores to and from the guy that smelts them. And then lastly, the biggest build probably in this village is ever going to get the biggest build is this castle here. And obviously we have our exterior walls, each corner having a lookout tower in it, filled up with glowstone on the roof here just to make sure that mobs don't spawn. And then in here, I just realized we don't have torches in here. We're gonna have to add some torches in here at some point, but each of our towers are this tall. And then of course we have the main structure, which you walk right in. You got your golden throne here for the king, whoever's sitting here. Pretty cool stuff there. Come up here. First level here is where the king sleeps. So we have the king's bedroom with his little flower decorations and a chest that's not going to have anything in it, honestly. And then, of course, we have our furnace and crafting room in the castle as well. And if we go one more level up, we have the roof of the castle, which is actually exactly even with that block there. But with this extra barricade and these little blocks, it does look taller. It is technically taller than everything else, but at being able to add these little, whatever you call these little divider things, really adds some extra detail to the castle that was kind of necessary to make it not look kind of weird. But I am going to wrap up this video here. I'm thinking for next episode, we're going to start doing a little bit of decorating around the village, building, like paths, adding trees and flowers and such here and there. Maybe adding some signs to some of these places so you know what you're looking at. And then I also had an idea for a mine over here, like a nicer mine. Kind of in this hill that's covered up by the tower here. But yeah, I really enjoyed working on this castle. I'm really happy with the look of it. Again, it's nothing, super crazy, but I am happy with the way it turned out. Let's go ahead and sleep the night away in the king's bed. Um, but yeah, this is a really cool build, and I am going to leave this episode here. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you made it this far, a double thank you. Once again, my name is Slappy Burger, and I hope you have a blessed evening.